It is a good evening, everyone. So, welcome back to another weekly review. I'll also be doing a review of the month, November. So, this is everything you guys can read. I had 2 losing weeks and 2 winning weeks. This week, what I wrote, I'll just read it real quick. Another win this week in the last 7 weeks. The model on MNQ and Bitcoin went 3 and 15. The first started out with 6 losses, then we had a win that brought us back to break even. 5 more losses, another win that brought us back to break even, except it would have been a small loss after fees, especially, but nothing, basically break even. And 4 losses, and then now a win recently, the recent trade at 5.4 times the loss, so 5.45 IR. So now the model is basically in profit after going 3 and 15 for 7 weeks. All in all, the model has been profitable over this very, very poor period. One thing to keep in mind is 3 wins occurred on Bitcoin. MNQ is on a 8 loss streak right now, while Bitcoin in the last 7 weeks only had 3 losses and it's big loss streak. It's not surprising considering the interest rate uncertainty and dying AI hype. It's not just that though. I was also looking at chat and Bitcoin. I mean, this isn't something I really need to ask chat, but everyone knows that Bitcoin is very volatile. So because there's always money coming in and out constantly of the risk asset Bitcoin in such a way that creates volatility, it's, even though there could be slower, like the interest rate uncertainty, which causes slower markets or volatility crushes on equity markets, it's not always going to do the same for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to be more sustainable throughout a longer period of time. So that's one thing to keep in mind. For now, I'm going to stop trading on Nasdaq because I'm starting to trade. I'm going to start to trade live funds again this week, and I don't want to trade on Nasdaq because it's on 8 losing streak, and we haven't had the interest rate meeting yet. And until it starts to show more wins, I don't see why I should keep trading on the Nasdaq. If Bitcoin is already doing perfectly fine, I'm just going to keep trading on Bitcoin, right? I'll go through. I started doing these cheat sheets. By the way, this is something I just have it now. So if I'm negative for the week, it'll turn into red, and I have it set up each month, side by side, for each week. The cheat sheets where I ask myself 3 questions before the week and 3 questions after the week. So things I've noticed, I'm just kind of showing these. If I don't want to go through these right now because we're talking about the whole month here, and there wasn't really anything. There is some pretty crazy things I might want to talk about, but I'd have to show you more visually with the ATRs. Just read it. Yeah, Bitcoin seems to have placed a sort of bottom in the market. Let me actually go to that chart right now. Go on the daily chart. It's not working. So I remember last week. No, this is not the right one. No, actually, that's fine. I just have to. Yeah, there you go. That's better. So, in last week, Friday, the ATR band was all the way up here. It had been elevated above the 5-period ATR, which means that over the last 5 days, the current candles are much more volatile. And it was like that very consistently, because it was occurring a very large trend lower, and all of a sudden the bands crushed. The 1-period band crashed and went far beneath the 5-period band, which meant that now the candles being printed are a lot smaller than the candles that were in the trend. This usually happens as prices consolidating, pressing, getting ready for another move, either the same magnitude down in the same direction, or it's going to reverse and we've placed the bottom into the market. There's a lot of different things because it's Bitcoin. There's a lot of different metrics I could go and look at with perpetual contracts, open interest in Bitcoin, but I'm not trying to do that right now. All I'm saying is because of how the volatility is crashed like this, it's very possible that now all of a sudden some event could happen next week, and then actually something else happened on Friday, which if you look at the Nasdaq did have a crash, but there was a Thanksgiving Thursday, which we didn't have, so the day before that on Wednesday, and after that, and there wasn't any crazy very high major economic news, so it could have just been a very quiet week. And then Friday there was an outage all day, so I think this is really what like caused even more of this to crash, because the futures market was out all night Friday. So it seems as if volatility is quickly disappearing from the market, and we could have a bottom, and we could be now starting another bull market. But that also might not be the case. It could just be pulling back because we just had a very quiet week and there wasn't much volatility. Again, I'm not going to try and predict what's going to happen, because it's not what I do. But these are just things. I'm just focusing on what the volatility is doing, not what where the market's going to go to. Anyways, let me go now to my data. I think it's down over here. Yeah, let me go to my data. We'll go to the calendar, and for the month of November 2025, the ATR rule is something I applied this month. So some of these trades have the scenario in green, the green scenario ATR. Those are trades I don't take. So when the 5 period on the hourly chart and the 1 period on the hourly chart are basically showing that the 1 period is 165% or 65% of the 5 period, and I have an indicator that I created where it highlights in red whenever that's the case from the 5-minute chart. Well, it uses the 1 hour chart, but it works on the 5-minute chart only, so I don't have to go up to the hourly chart to look at it, and then it'll just tell me whether I should trade or not that morning. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. But you can see there was only one win. No, there was no wins this week that had ATR, only losses, and they were all, one of them was on Bitcoin, some of them were on NASDAQ, most of them were on NASDAQ though. Anyways, this is actually also mixed in with my 2025 model. I'll start with my 2025 model actually. There was only 2 trades for my 2025 model all month. One of them was Bitcoin, it lost, and on NASDAQ it won. There was some other trades on Bitcoin throughout that were wins. There was 2 more trades that were wins. I didn't log them, to be honest. I probably should log on Bitcoin. It's just I don't know if it's something I want to do on Bitcoin, because I'm just started looking at 2025 model on that assets class, but I'm not gonna start. I don't know why they logged this loss. But yeah, I mean, so far for the NASDAQ's been good. The reason it hasn't really shown up yet is because one of the weeks had no news. The 17th to the 21st had no news, and then Thanksgiving week was also pretty quiet. So I'm not really surprised it didn't show up there. But again, on Bitcoin it was still showing up. So yeah, that could be something to really look at. Or I think it was the 10th to the 14th that there was no news. And then there was an unemployment rate, I think, last week or the week before that. I don't know, one of the weeks. So yeah, I don't know. I'll just keep looking at it, how it does on Bitcoin, and decide later. But for the NLP model, so as you can see, we're going to start with just looking at NASDAQ. It's a very, very bad month, so we're going to take away the ATR indicator. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses this month, currently on an 8 losing streak, versus Bitcoin, only doing Bitcoin. We're on 3 wins this month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses, so 3 and 5. We're profitable on Bitcoin. Let's see the table. I'm going to go for starting November 1st. What the heck did I just put in? Must be loading. Okay, yeah. No, 2 and 5. It's not real. Oh, okay. One of the trades was in October. So 2 and 5. Overall, model's paying 1.48R. that's really good. Yeah, I mean, it's very profitable for Bitcoin overall across both. Or let's see, actually, I know we're gonna be maybe just barely profitable, 0.24 our expectancy per trade. So I mean, 4 losing streaks. I mean, yeah, I think it's a good idea to stop trading Nasdaq for now and just focus on Bitcoin until Nasdaq shows more data. And then 2025 model, I have noticed it's showing up on Bitcoin a bit more, so I also will go ahead and backtest that. But other than that, I'm gonna start trading live funds again this next coming week. Going into December, a holiday month, it's maybe not a good idea, but model is printing currently, so I'm going to do it. If the trade shows up, I'll take it. And then in January, I do want to start streaming again and trading 2025 model. Anyways, that's all for this week. I'm currently on the road, so if anyone has paid attention and listened to the whole video, I just want to thank you for listening. I apologize for the audio quality. I'm on the road right now, going to California. So that's all, I guess. Thank you very much, and have a good week next week.